everyone, here's Mayuri Mali back with the new tutorial. In the previous video, we have seen how to do the connection to the database. In this video, we are going to see how to insert the data. Now, my dear friends, here in the previous video, we have did the connection.php where we have did the connection with the database. Now, let me open our database which we have created. Now here the database which we have created is the college and the table containing the student. That means where we have taken the two fields, that is roll number and name. That means we have created a database college and the table student containing two fields, roll number and name. Now let's start the coding. Now before doing it, my dear friends, as we are going to insert the data from the form to our database, so first we need to do the connection which we have seen in the previous video. As here I have did the insert.php file where I will include the connection.php file by using the include keyword in the parenthesis double quotes connection.php, which will include the connection.php file in insert.php, or else what you can copy that code and paste in insert.php. Now let's see exactly that connection.php has included in my insert.php file or not. So let me run insert.php file. If I run, see, the connection is okay. That means the connection.php file has included in insert.php successfully, or else you can copy that code and paste here in insert.php for doing the connection with database. As I have taken the two fields, that is the roll number and name, so let me create the two fields through which I am going to enter the data, and by clicking on the button save, I am going to insert that inserted data in my database. So let me create the form which contains the two attributes, that is action and the method. Here action I will keep as empty because I am going to do in the same form whatever. I am not going to move to the next form. The method I will take here get. Now let me create the two fields. That first one is roll number and the second one is the name. Here I have created the roll number field, and the second one I will create name. By the input type I will take text. For roll number I have taken the name as roll and the value I kept empty. Then for the name, input type will be text, the name will be stud name, and the same value I will keep as empty as we are going to enter it through the form. So I will keep it as it is empty. Now let me create the button. I will create the button submit. That means after clicking on that button, whatever the data is inserted by user, that is roll number and name, it should get inserted in a created database. Here I will take the type submit, name to the submit, and here value I will take as same. Now here I have created the form containing the two fields, roll number, name and the button. Let me close the form. Let me close the tags of body and the HTML. Now let me save and run whether it has been. See here the roll number and name will have. Now that connection is okay. Now we don't need it. So I will delete that code, save it, then insert.php. Let me take name. Let me use the break statement so that it will go to the next line. Here I will use the break statement after roll number and name. Let me save it and run. Refresh. Let me save and refresh. See, two fields have came, roll number, name, and the save button. Here is my database. That means whatever the data I'm going to insert to roll number and name, here it in database should be inserted after clicking on save button. So now let's start coding. Here I have created first form. Now let me include the PHP code. Now whatever the data I'm going to enter in roll number and name, it should be accepted. For that purpose, to get that data, I will use $_get in square bracket in single quote. I will give the reference of name of roll number field, where the name for roll number I have given the role, where here it will take that data. For the name also I will do the same, that is student name. I have taken the name for the name field. Now let me save or store whatever the data I'm going to take in one variable. Now the roll number I will store in the variable rn, while the name I will store in the variable nm. That means here I will take the data from the field and will store in rn and nm. Now let me see whether it has accepted or not. Let me print that data, that is rn and nm. Let me echo it. Let me save and refresh it again. Now let me enter the data. Here I will enter the roll number, then the name. Then after clicking enter, you will see that the data has been displayed. Now this data, whatever, it should be get displayed in our created database, that is roll number and name. For that purpose, what we will do now, what we want exactly, after clicking on submit button, that means here I will make the condition. If I click on the submit button, that is $_get, I will pass the reference of name of the button, that is submit. If I click on submit button, it should take this data what is entered in the field, that means rn and nm, which will get stored in the variable rn and nm. Okay. Now here, after if the button is clicked, what should be executed? If it's true, then I will fire here query, that is in double quotes, query insert into, what's my table name? My table name is student. My table name is student. So insert into student values, these are n and m, where I will pass this both the variable in single quotes, and I will complete my query. Now this query I have stored in variable $query. Okay, that means when I will click on the submit button, it should take that data, and this data I have stored in the variable rn and nm. After taking that, it should stored in this student table. Now what happened, my dear friends, many of the time we forgive to fill any field. For that purpose, I will do here validation, that is if statement. If $rn not equal to null and $nm not equal to null, that means my field had been filled. For that, if it's true, then insert the data successfully in the student, that means all fields are filled, then it will insert the data in our database. So for that purpose, I will here fire the query, where PHP has a predefined method, that is mysqli underscore query, where I will pass the two parameters, that is first one is connection comma $query, where I will have the two parameters. The connection, where I have done it is connection.php. Then this connection this query I will store in $data. Okay, or else what I will do, if this is not true, that means else statement, else what we will do, if any of the field is remain, then I will print the message required all fields. That means all fields are required all fields. Now here also we will use the if data. That means if the data is inserted, then we will print a message that is data is inserted. Let me do it. Let me print echo data inserted. Okay, that means data, if data is inserted, it will print the message data inserted. That means if this statement or this condition becomes true, then it will insert the data, or else statement will get executed, that is required all the fields. Now let me save this code and run it. Let me refresh and enter the roll number, name. See, if I refresh the required all fields, as all the fields are empty, it will message me required all the fields. Now let me enter the value, that is roll number and name. If I click on the save button, see data inserted. Let me browse it. Here you will see that data has inserted successfully. Now let me do the validation whether S part get executed or not. I will enter the name field, click on save, see required all fields. So my dear friend, this is what we have done, the coding for insertion of data in our database. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe the channel so that you will get notification as soon as I do my next videos. Thank you for watching this video.